Hello, everyone. It is Sybil, or it's Sybil. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Welcome back to a lot of folks listening to us, and welcome back to two-fourths of the crew. Coy, you and I have been here. Hello, Coy Malone. How are
Yes.
you?
I'm pretty good. I'm getting situated. Here we go. We're
Okay.
right in the camera view now. We have been here. Chris Paul, Huggy Lowdown. We missed you.
I changed my name to hashtag what you need to know.
I like the change. Welcome back, fellas. How you doing, Chris Paul?
I'm
Huggy
doing
Lowdown?
great. It's great to be back.
Oh, there it is. I didn't mean nothing by that, yo-yo. I didn't mean. Put it back, yo-yo. I didn't mean.
Did you guys have a good time? You were on the fantastic voyage.
We were back. We were back with Tom Joyner on the Fantastic Voyage, and actually, it was like the second day that Huggy and I realized we're the only two people from the TJMS who were on there with Tom. We were the entire TJMS.
You were the TJMS. Did you have to do all the costumes and everything for all of us too?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And somebody somewhere got together and said, you know what? What are the worst costumes Chris Paul has ever worn on the cruise? Let's get them for him. Let's make him wear them again.
Bring them back.
Chris was always a great sport with our theme nights and the costumes and the parades and everything. So I'm glad you guys had a good time. We missed you, obviously, and welcome back.
Check this out. One costume night, Tom is dressed up as Black Panther. Huggy is dressed up as, what's the guy's name from Black Panther? What was your character's name?
The character played by Michael B. Jordan.
M'Baku. They're dressed as M'Baku and Black Panther, and I'm dressed as R2-D2. I said, what the hell is going on? What does one have to do with the other?
Oh my goodness. Space
I don't know, bro.
And another world.
Right.
And it all
missed
comes
the
together.
memo.
It comes together in somebody's mind as they're pulling out costumes going, yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Let me see what I'm gonna give him this week.
So now everybody thought I couldn't fit my Black Panther costume.
Oh, that's funny.
Right.
And in the Black Panther night, if I'm not mistaken.
Silver, don't bring that. Oh, okay. I thought you was bringing back. I was the original Black Panther. You remember that?
I wasn't going to bring up that original. No,
that was pre-Chadwick playing Black Panther.
Yeah, exactly. And
your Black Panther costume was actually Pink Panther spray painted black.
I know.
Or Catwoman. I'm not sure.
It was a combination. I looked like a German Shepherd with gloves on, Sybil.
That's funny. It was very funny. Well, you guys were missed, Coy. I know that you have been really busy during these last several weeks, if not more. What's going on in your world?
What is going on?
All right.
Wow.
Oh, I celebrated. I
Wow.
celebrated a year in my relationship, so that's pretty good. Astounding.
Nice.
That's
It
a
sounds
great.
good.
That's why you
sounds
got
good.
that. That's why you got that fancy ass top on. That's a year top right there.
And I hope you don't.
I hope you don't
I hope you don't react to him the way you just reacted to Sybil.
I know, right?
I hope he didn't say, "Well, Coy, it's been a year." Yeah,
You kind of did.
Yeah. What's going on in your world? Coy?
Okay, so let's talk about.
I've been with the same MF for a whole year.
Let's make a quick right here and talk about what's going on in the world. And obviously, in topical news, this has just been a crazy few days, if not a few weeks. I don't know how your news was for you guys getting on the cruise and off the cruise, but certainly just in the last day or so, things have been going a little just off the rails. The last of which is the Wisconsin parade crash that occurred on Sunday. The person of interest that they have held is a local rapper. His name is Daryl Brooks Jr. This is the suspect of the man who drove the SUV that hurtled through the barricade, slammed into the Christmas parade in the suburban city of Waukesha, Wisconsin. At least 5 people were killed and over 40 were injured. They say that Daryl Brooks Jr. was fleeing a domestic disturbance with a report of a knife when he rammed into the parade. He was not being chased, according to the police, and he will be charged with 5 counts of intentional homicide.
We have few things in this country that are still innocent and pure and wholesome and good. And one of them would be a Christmas parade.
Yeah.
You would think
Right?
you can gather with your family
Christmas
and friends.
and parade.
And
a parade, period.
Right. But a Christmas parade.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. A Christmas
I mean-
parade, a pageant, any of those things that are
I'm
related
like,
to.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Shocking.
Yeah. It does
Uh,
make you think, like, dang, maybe I can't go to parades anymore.
Daryl Brooks Jr. went by the stage name Math Boy Fly, released a music video a couple of years ago set in Milwaukee several times in the video. Now, this is the crazy thing. He drove a red SUV in this situation with the parade. And in this video, he was in a red Ford Escape, which looks like the one seen in the horrific videos in the Christmas parade. But did you guys see when he left, as he made his escape, he drove the car home and he backed the car into his, I'm a backer in too. I back that thing up. That's the way I park. But
Hey!
but he
For the
backed
99 and the 2000 Sybil.
okay. But what he did is he backed in, leaving the decimated front of his car
Yeah.
open to the street.
Yeah, that's when I knew he had some mental issues.
Yeah. That lets you
Yeah.
know
Guys,
his
definite
mental
mental
capacity.
right?
Yeah.
Because he's not even trying to hide anything.
Right. Absolutely right.
Sad.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't like he was in a garage.
Right. It was just in the driveway, right?
Right.
And
But
and so-
the horrible behavior of us as Americans, I wouldn't even say humans, because they don't act like this in every country.
right.
But the way we act horrible as Americans, it just alters and changes everything. I'm in the car today listening to news radio.
Mhm.
They do the story, and then they bring somebody on to talk about how we should behave now in large gatherings like a parade. A
That's what Coy was
guy is on the air talking
Yeah.
about how while you're at a parade, you have to make sure you're aware of your surroundings at all times, and you look and make sure you have a clear exit in case something happens. I'm like, wow, this is what we are as Americans.
This
We have
is where we
we have
are.
to plan to get out everywhere we
Right.
go.
Yep.
Right.
I can't even concentrate on the candy being thrown at me from the parade participants because now I have to think about which way to get out. And it's sad because I love going to parades. Like,
Sure.
I recall a few years ago going to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade
Nice.
in New York City. And that is super
Right.
packed, super
Mhm.
crowded. There's like 10 feet of people before you even get to the barricade. And it's sad that even at this parade that's world renowned, we know about this every Thanksgiving. I was immediately thinking, what if something happens? How do I get out of here? And just that thought alone made me so uncomfortable that I left the parade
Wow.
early.
You're gonna be at the Macy's parade now, being like, "Oh, okay. Now what's Underdog doing right now? I don't like the way Underdog is moving towards me, bro."
Right.
And Chris, to your point, what you were listening to with the report of the Wisconsin situation on Saturday, when this person had a gun in his carry-on luggage that was loaded. And then someone came on the news stations and talked about, well, here's how you should react, or here's what you need to do now as you are in a crowded airport situation if something like this should happen again.
Yeah,
It's like-
Huggy hit me with that news. It's like every time a brother gets arrested with a gun, Huggy gets a text. he gets an alert from World
I
Star.
know or my mother, which is the same thing.
His mother is world star.
My mother is world star.
His
You all
mother
right,
be-
boy? You ain't going to the airport, are you?
Huggy's mother be calling him. I just saw on World Star. My brother had a gun.
She said, you still got the clear? You still got the clear? You still got the clip? What about the TSA?
Well, I got a text from Sybil too, checking on me over the weekend. Like, hey,
'Cause
you
these-
wouldn't happen to be at the airport.
These kids are in Atlanta, never can tell when they're going and coming, and she and Chica both. And so I was like, hey, where you at? What you doing? And my cousin had just been at the Atlanta airport, come through just a few hours before that.
I mean, everybody
Good
goes
gracious.
to Atlanta Hartfield Airport.
Yeah, it is the
Everybody.
world's busiest airport, right?
He must wasn't flying Spirit. They'd have charged him for that discharge.
That's extra for your
$15.
bullets and the
Yeah.
discharge. Yes. I
That's
do
where my
want
thought
to.
came from, because this weekend was just crazy.
Yeah.
That,
I do
how
want
do
to
you
go
get
back
into
to the
airport
Wisconsin
like that?
crash, though. And
The
this is
news
what
anchors
happened.
said they was leaving luggage and loved ones. Sybil, like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
be you on your own. Everybody
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. I do want to
Probably
get
left
back to the
shoes, too.
Wisconsin situation, because this is what happened in the wake of it, and talking about people having commentary after these horrible events happen. So this woman has resigned from her role as the social media manager of the Democratic Party of DuPage County after her insensitive tweets she made about the parade tragedy. In the now deleted tweets, Mary Lemansky remarked on her Twitter account, in which the SUV, as we talked about, drove through the parade route. She called this karma for Wisconsin citizens because of the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict.
Wow.
Her full tweet said, I'm sad. I'm sad anytime someone dies. I just believe in karma, and this came around quick in the citizens of Wisconsin. And she, obviously, she retweeted another post that shared a photo of this, and she said it's probably just self-defense, which is a reference to the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. And then the Democratic Party of DuPage County said, yeah, we are deeply saddened by the tragedy, obviously, and we are also announcing that we are no longer associated with this member of our organization. Find our comments to be incredibly insensitive. That's a mild way of putting it. Her comments were incredibly insensitive, and
sometimes woke will leave you broke.
Okay. But
You're
you know
about to
what?
lose your first of all, there isn't a such thing as the now deleted tweet.
Yeah,
There's
because
no such thing as the now deleted tweet.
you're absolutely right.
Oh, we saw that.
Right.
And it's crazy because, you know what? At first, when I did hear about this happening at the parade, I wondered if it had anything to do with the verdict. But I wasn't about to tweet that. And no.
But
That's not right.
But Coy, you weren't alone. Those people that think, wonder, because all of the craziness has gone on. This young man, this teenager just got off on these charges, and here's another crazy thing happening in Wisconsin. And that's just the way that our minds work.
Right.
But Jay used to say the shortest period of time is when you think of something, you type it out and you hit send. Take that moment instead of doing something like that. That's just incredibly unfortunate, and unfortunate in her sending it. That compared to the loss of these people who died and those scores injured.
I was surprised that it was a black man that did it, though. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I just immediately it took my mind to what happened in Charlottesville.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
So I thought it was somebody, one of these white militants going crazy and plowing down people at a Christmas parade. I was very shocked.
Yeah.
That it was a black dude.
I'm with you. I am absolutely with you. I did think it, but I knew that Waukesha was a suburb of Milwaukee, so I wasn't necessarily surprised. But I did think that it was. I did not think that it was going to be a brother.
I thought the same thing. I said, "What? He was a no."
I said that when I read his name. I was like, he's black.
Yeah, Daryl Brooks Jr. That's pretty much it for you.
They don't get no blacker than that.
Speaking of blacker than black, did you see any of the closing arguments in the murder trial of the men accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery? Did you see the Black Panthers outside?
I didn't see it.
Didn't see that.
The Black Panthers rallied outside of the courthouse today, where these three white men are on trial in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, the 25-year-old unarmed black man. The new Black Panther, the commander of the Black Panther, said, y'all are in serious trouble because the wrath, once again, karma being used, the wrath of karma is coming on America. We're not taking it no more. And this was as dozens of members of Black Lives Matter 757, Lion of Judah Armed Forces, and the new Black Panther Party marched outside of the Glenn County Courthouse. The Southern Poverty Law Center has called them, they're calling them virulently racist and violent anti-Semitic organization whose leaders have included. So their violence against white Jews and law enforcement. So they were making a statement after the statements that were made by members of the defense teams last week, especially the one member, the one defense lawyer who said we don't need any more black ministers in our courtroom, in reference to Reverend Al and Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Wow.
I don't know.
I'm surprised Judge Schroeder had on a black robe. So.
Oh, in the other case, yeah. That's what a lot of people.
I'm talking about that case.
In the Rittenhouse case, you're
in
absolutely
the
right.
Case, I'm sorry, that's a whole other case. I'm sorry.
And we will talk about that in the What You Need to Know newsletter, Hug.
Right.
Rittenhouse claims self-defense. The Ahmaud Arbery's killers claim self-defense.
It's citizen's arrest.
I mean, if the driver in Wisconsin of the parade had been white, would he have said it was self-defense get away with it? If Arbery's killers are not held accountable for what they did, at this moment in time in this nation, I don't know what's going to happen. Right. I really don't know what's going to happen. That video, we're talking about a brother jogging.
Yeah.
A brother jogging, and you hunted him like prey.
Like he was an animal or a runaway slave.
And then you claim self-defense.
Yeah. Coy, you're down in Georgia, and I don't know that your proximity is any different from what those of us around the country are getting. But it just seemed to me that in the closing of the closing arguments, especially by the different defense attorneys, it got, the lives of these men obviously are on the line, but how much are they on the line when they are talking to a panel of 11 white people and one black person? You just don't think that Ahmaud Arbery's memory and the life of this man is getting a fair trial, especially from the way some of them talked.
Exactly. And this is pretty much the setup of a lot of juries that are outside of Atlanta and Metro Atlanta. I've had a similar experience with nothing that big, but with a car accident where there were other drivers at fault. And the way, I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but here, the person that's at fault, this is where the trial will be held, in that person's county. And the two choices that were listed on the court docket, both of them made my heart sink, because I knew the jury would be a group of mostly white males. It would be like Christmas if I saw somebody that looked like me.
Yeah.
And this is what persuaded my lawyer to let me know, hey, listen, whatever they're offering you, go ahead and take this deal, because if we go to court, it's not going to look so great for you. And I don't want to give you this news, but it's just, this is what it is.
Wow.
So it's kind of, we're sitting on edge here to see what the final verdict is going to be. I hope, and they better make a decision to actually charge these men, arrest them, and let them serve a sentence that.
Well, they have been arrested.
Yes,
they have been charged.
please.
We're waiting for the verdict now.
And I mean, stay arrested.
But here's the thing. Here's the other thing to consider, you guys. We are very close to Thanksgiving. They haven't even finished the closing arguments. The prosecution gets to come back with their rebuttal tomorrow. And then, there'll be all the instructions and everything before you know it. It'll be Wednesday. So what do? They let them go home. Before a decision, before they really get to the crux of all these, because these men are charged in a number of different areas. And so we'll keep you up to date, and we'll and hopefully we'll have something in conclusion. But as I said, the closing arguments aren't even done yet. So here we are talking about something lighter now. I always like when we talk about what's really going on, perhaps the opportunity to talk about something a little bit lighter. I don't know if you all saw it the other night on TV, but the following the American Music Awards that featured the so-called Battle of the Boston Boy Bands, New Edition and New Kids on the Block. And of course, they're taking this on the road now. Surprise. But my question to you guys, and to all of those folks who are listening and watching us today, who else would you like to see in concert together? Are there some bands that you think would make a great combination to be on the road? Are there some individual singers? Like right now, I think it's Joe and, oh golly, Yolanda, maybe you can remind me. We were having this conversation the other day. It's three brothers they're going out on tour together.
Is it Joe, Anthony Hamilton, and Maxwell?
That's
Something
it.
like that.
That's it. Let's take exactly.
Nice.
Look at you.
Yeah, they call them Jam.
right. Because jelly don't shake like that. So, who would you guys like to see? I'm excited. I saw the New Kids on the Block and New Edition. Well, I was mostly from New
Yeah,
Edition.
it was like a versus. It was
yeah.
like a versus.
And Swiss Beats took it as a rip off of Versus, because he posted a video of himself saying, everybody asking me if I'm watching American Music Awards, New Kids on the Block and New Edition, and I'm like, nah. And he got a video of him playing with his kids. Like, he knows. He's letting them know, I'm not watching y'all, because y'all stealing our act.
Right. And I just think that it was a great idea. I mean,
it was.
And it's not, it's not stealing. I think it was just, taking something that they saw from them and said, great idea. Let's get these dudes together. And so
it was also great to have something on that award show that felt like it was for anybody over 13.
Right.
Absolutely.
It was grown. Yeah.
Absolutely, it was grown folks entertainment there. But it was also cool to see BTS. They were up there, dancing and stuff to their music, and so really getting into it as today's boys band. Yeah, boy band.
But without Megan Thee Stallion, man, that's kind of disappointing.
So let's talk about that. But I do want to know. Yeah, hang on one second. But I do want to know who you would like to see together in these upcoming shows, and as we are waiting for people to get online with maybe their suggestions, I'm hoping let's talk about who you would like to see, and then Coy, we can talk about No Megan Thee Stallion, and that has to do with your story, Coy.
If I could set up a live versus, I'd like to see Casey and JoJo versus Sobriety.
Oh, Casey and JoJo versus Bottles and James.
They are Bottles and James.
The Christian brothers.
Nah, Casey and JoJo.
Because I want to see Casey versus JoJo, because every time they get on the stage, it's a battle over the solos.
Oh, okay.
That's what I want to see.
Okay, all right. I hadn't thought about.
How about Boys to Men and Jodeci though?
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. I like that. Absolutely.
And
the Jacksons and the Temptations.
That's gonna be like a dance off.
I'm not sure how
battle of the outfits.
At this age, I'm not sure how much of a dance off that's gonna be.
At least be a battle of the outfits.
So
there you go.
You got 4 original Jacksons versus 1 original Temptation.
Yeah,
do the math.
We're gonna tell her.
Yolanda, can you put that back up again? I want to give the credit to that person.
Debbie Boyd.
That was Debbie. Okay, Debbie on Facebook, I believe. Let's talk about Coy. You would like to see Casey and JoJo. Anybody else? Because let me just tell you, after the other night, I would like to see Stephanie Mills and Shaka Khan go out on the road together. I thought.
First of all, they didn't give him the just due. They didn't promote it like
right.
I forgot about it. They put it on like a Thursday or Wednesday.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I heard Shaka Khan was drunk.
Yeah, I heard they was calling her Vodka Khan.
They were calling her Soraka Khan.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
It
was pretty brutal. But you know what I took from this was how great Stephanie Mills is. Not only how great of a singer, but what a great human being she is. Yeah. Because she lifted Shaka up.
That's what she should.
And I thought that was, she held her up. And so
she also lifted up Bill Cosby when he got out of jail, by the way. So I can't join you on that great human being thing.
Well,
she was all on social media lifting up her brother Bill. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Who was?
Stephanie Mills.
Stephanie Mills was.
Really?
Yeah.
But I did, from the music perspective, and not from the social justice or the political angle. I thought that she was great musically, and I thought that she really did a lot to keep Shaka going in all of that. All right. So anybody else that you guys can think of that you would like to see?
Like all the great ones are gone.
Maybe
no, and that's the other thing, because
So many
I'm
of the
going
greats
to
are
go see the
gone.
hologram of Whitney Houston at some point.
Yeah, Tom said. Well, tell her what Tom said, bro.
Tom said he went to see Whitney's hologram, and he said it was so great, he went back in her dressing room afterwards to meet her.
he wanted to hang out in the dressing room.
That sounds about right.
This may be more so my generation, but I'm sure people would like to see.
You better not say no Jacquees and who? Plies.
Almost. People would probably like to see B2K versus Immature, but that might be kind of hard to put B2K together because they've had so much behind the scenes drama. Oh my God.
Huggy giving you the side eye, and now full
and
on.
By people, she means Coy, but like to see.
Yeah, Coy, do you have anybody else that would come to that show with you besides your boyfriend? Because he has to.
I don't know. I'd have to put it out on Twitter and see what kind of feedback I get.
Well, let's see if we get any feedback tonight. And it's going to be a lot of, who is that child was talking about?
Yeah.
Those two together wouldn't even be a versus. It would be a curses. Who the F is that on stage right now? Who the hell?
I would like to see, I personally, from a generation even before us, you guys, I would love to see Diana Ross go out with another strong singer. And I just,
she's not talking about verses. You're talking about as a concert.
No, yeah, I'm just talking about it in a concert.
Diana Ross and who though?
I know. See, I don't know if it would be maybe Lionel Richie. And they could do the, their what was that, Endless Love tour or whatever. But because I don't even know, Lionel and Stevie, we've talked about those kind of combinations too.
$1,000 ticket.
Yeah, well, we'd have to go with Tom. Chris versus Usher, says Rose Denise Edwards on Facebook.
I will definitely
Chris
whip
Paul
Usher's
versus Usher.
What Chris?
Chris Paul versus Usher.
No. Chris, you leaving the tour, bro?
Damn right.
Go ahead, man.
Anything we can do to keep you from going out on the road with Usher?
Nope, just me and Usher.
Usher baby. I like that combination though.
I don't know.
Diana Ross is amazing, and it would be great if she was on a major tour, because I saw her, but it was here in the DMV in a smaller venue, Wolf Trap. Like, it's so crazy. It's always been crazy to me how Black legends don't get the same kind of love as white legends do. Somebody as great as Diana Ross with her history should be playing stadiums like the Rolling Stones.
And like Elton John. Deborah says Diana Ross and Billy Porter.
Who's who?
Who has the best costumes?
I don't know.
Porter with the hat.
I'm thinking of the other Billy.
What's going on? Billy Graham? What's going on with all these Deborahs? No. Man? These Deborahs are smoking marijuana tonight.
Deborah on the pipe.
Can we get a mini Ripperton hologram too?
That would be awesome.
I would love to see that.
I would love good go old school call there, Coy. Yeah, I would love to see that.
That would be really good.
And so, okay, so how about Minnie Riperton and Mariah Carey?
Yes.
Well, somebody is trying to put together Tom's next cruise lineup.
I know. That's what I was thinking. We just had Valerie, I believe it was, said Confunction and who was that?
Cameo. Man.
You know you're smoking some weed when you sit around, man. I really like to see Confunction. Man, you know who I want to see? Confunction.
Unless they are in the Confunction household.
The Roots.
Okay.
How?
You know what? It does sound like a lot of those suggestions. We saw that Anita Baker and Layla Hathaway, that happened on the
Oh, that
cruise.
already happened. Tom did that.
Yeah, that happened on the
That
cruise.
was that was great, by the way.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it was Anita Baker, Layla Hathaway,
Who said
and
Minnie
Roland
doesn't have
Martin.
enough?
And Roland Martin.
We got to talk to Kevin Haywood for a second.
Minnie doesn't have enough catalog.
Kevin Haywood.
Yeah,
Kevin Haywood on Facebook. I would challenge
Kevin
you on that one.
Hayweed. He's smoking, brother.
You know she did more than just loving you. You know
Right,
that, right?
remember
brother?
that?
He don't know. He don't know.
You know
You
her
don't-
first album was produced by Stevie Wonder, front to back. It's
Remember
hit after
that?
hit after hit.
Right,
Yeah, he don't.
right.
If any, I personally like you talking about holograms. My favorite, Curtis Mayfield.
Ooh, that would be a good one. That's taking us out in a whole nother direction as far as holograms are concerned. But that would, Huggy, that would be
He's
awesome.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites.
Sorry.
Curtis Mayfield does have a lot of hits. He's great.
Oh my God, he was just just a genius of his time.
Dope, yeah.
Luther and Marvin Gaye.
Whoa.
Karen
wow.
Elaine says that on YouTube. Wow, Luther and Marvin Gaye.
Now we getting to it. Now we getting to it.
Yeah,
Now we getting to it.
yeah, that would be awesome. And they could have, they could take that all over the world. Teresa Bishop on Facebook says Gerald Levert hologram.
That would be great.
That would make me. Oh, that's another one. With our.
We
friend
just need to
Gerald
have a
Levert.
hologram concert. At this
I
time.
know.
The
I
greats.
know.
I
Well-
was talking about as much as we love holograms.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine a hologram stage dive? People are cool with
Uh,
holograms being on the stage, but if
right.
they leave that stage,
Mm-mm.
we
Man.
have nothing to do with no.
Holograms, the attack of the holograms.
Yeah, holler asses.
There would be a lot of that. That would be a
Yeah.
lot of hollering. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that we've talked about the Prince salutes, and we've had the Luther salutes, and people who do really good jobs of that. But I think that I would like to see a Prince versus Michael.
That would be dope. That would be awesome.
I'd like to see a hologram of pre-MAGA Kanye.
Barry White versus Isaac Hayes, Battle of the Soundtracks. Okay, Austin Crockett on Facebook. Barry White versus Isaac Hayes.
That'd be good.
I like that.
Mm.
You like
You
that,
gotta need
Chris?
a whole lot of wine for that night.
Oh, I think it's going to be a darker liquor.
That's
I'm
that
just
brown
thinking.
bag right there. That's straight out the brown bag.
Oh, okay. Regina
Okay.
Glover on
Who she
Facebook
look
said-
like, Regina?
So do tell. Whitney's hologram did not really look like her, she says. So who did she look like?
I
Like,
knew
how
it
do we
was
know?
coming.
How do we know it's really a hologram? Might have just been an actress they had up there.
Okay.
You know, it was Cheryl Underwood up there on stage, acting like Whitney Houston.
And when that hologram came back to the dressing room and scared the hell out of Tom Joyner.
How about a hologram of Teddy Pendergrass at his For Ladies Only tour? And then when women throw their panties, they go right through
Right
them
through him.
Right.
Wow.
and land on me, the stagehand.
Oh, we
And
should
his
get-
assistant.
They're gonna have to throw NFT panties at him.
Oh golly.
Turn off the lights.
Didn't you get fired from Victoria's Secrets from that, bro?
Yeah, I
was that your last gig before
He
you got
got
into
fired his
radio?
last gig. before
Yeah,
he
I got
started doing stand-up.
I got caught sniffing the returns.
Meanwhile, Chris Paul's wife is looking at him broadcast.
Oh
and-
dear God, yeah.
She's in New York picking up my daughter for Thanksgiving, so I'm all good.
He all
And-
good.
and-
He's
and-
That's
great.
why he's
cannot-
acting up.
She cannot have
You're
her
killing it,
laptop.
Chris. You're killing it. You're killing it, son. You're killing it.
Oh golly! All right. Well, thanks everybody for participating, and I think we've taken it in a whole nother direction as far as the holograms are concerned. But I like
Yeah.
that idea
Right.
too,
Mhm.
and I do, like Tom, and maybe I will be taking a closer look at Whitney if indeed she does look like her or not. All right, let's move to the What You Need to Know newsletter. And young Coy, you are up. And speaking of young, Coy, as of course, has given us a story in the What You Need to Know newsletter about the murder of young Dolph last week. And let's talk about that, Coy. And are there any updates on this in the What You Need to Know newsletter?
Yeah, so there are updates. We'll get to that in a moment. And it's just an unfortunate situation because he's a 36-year-old who was a father, had two very young children whose lives he was involved in on a very regular basis. Apparently he had went back to Memphis to spend more time with his family instead of, touring and just handling a lot of music business. He was there spending time with his family. Unfortunately, he was murdered while buying cookies for his mother at a local bakery that he liked to frequent. His longtime partner by the name of Mia J created a campaign called Black Men Deserve to Grow Old after her brother was murdered after a $3,000 car sale. And the person that he sold the car to was unsatisfied with the sale, turned around and shot him and killed him. So she created this campaign to support other families going through this type of situation. And she was a heavy advocate against loss due to gun violence in the Black community. So it's just very unfortunate that she lost her longtime partner, the father of her children, to the very cause she advocated against. Very, very sad to see this.
And that she lost her brother and her partner to this,
Yes.
to violence.
In the same
this
year.
way. Yeah.
This just happened with her brother on earlier this year, and the launch happened of this campaign. It happened on her brother, what would have been her brother's birthday, which was August 22nd.
And so, speaking of more information on this, do we have any more information about, because, of course, Memphis, they're known for the first 48. And I don't mean to make light of that, but, that's how we've come to know Memphis. And so the police obviously are on the case of this high profile rapper, Young Dolph. Anything else on this?
Yes. So the vehicle apparently has been recovered. And apparently it is also linked to another double shooting in the area of Covington. Now, I'm not sure if this area, Covington, is in Tennessee or is this a Covington
Kentucky,
somewhere else, Georgia? I don't know. But it is apparently has been linked to another shooting crime. Also, the internet has been on it. They have been posting people that they suspect were the shooter.
Well, that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Just to post pictures of people you
Right.
suspect to be the shooters.
Exactly.
Get
And
somebody killed.
They put a freeze on Coy. They
In-
like,
in
Coy,
this-
Right.
in this
Coy.
age of social media, though, that is especially dangerous.
Right.
And to be attached to, here's who you should be looking for.
Right. But the crazy thing about it is one of the persons that were posted had on the exact same outfit as one of the people in the surveillance video. So it's kind of hard to say, is this person involved or not? But they haven't been formally listed as suspects by Memphis police as of yet.
And he had like up to security because he had other things that had occurred, correct?
Yes. So he had an incident that happened in Hollywood, I believe, in Beverly Hills while shopping and just going back to his vehicle. And he was shot, listed in critical condition, but made a full recovery from that. A few years prior to that, I want to say that was in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. His tour van was shot over 100 times, but no one was injured, fortunately. So this is somebody that has been no stranger to this type of threat on his life. It's just unfortunate that he has dealt with this throughout his career. And honestly, I just believe it was a case of jealousy because seeing him in person, I have come across him in person. We haven't had conversations, but he seemed like a very calm, laid back person that kind of just stayed out the way. He wasn't really flashy. He wasn't into talking to a lot of people, and he stayed very close to the people that he worked with and the people that he knew. So it's just very, very sad to see that whoever was after him after all this time killed him.
Wow. Another tragedy on our streets, and beyond the whole murder of another Black man, and now children being raised without their father.
Once again, and Black men are 20 times, up to 20 times more likely than anyone else to be murdered due to gun violence. So this is something that it seems like it's turned into a culture and a trend to shoot Black men. We need to change the culture and trend towards protecting Black men and valuing them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hear, hear. All right. One of the other things that we talk about in the What You Need to Know newsletter, and this, of course, is our daily Monday through Friday newsletter. Please go to SybilWilkes.com if I didn't already mention that, and subscribe for the absolutely free. It makes a great gift to take to whomever's home you're going to on Thanksgiving Day. And so we encourage you to stay on top of things there. But here's the thing. The first story that we talk about in the newsletter is a tale of two trials and claims of self-defense, obviously talking about the Kyle Rittenhouse decision as well as the Ahmaud Arbery murder. And self-defense claimed on the part of Kyle Rittenhouse, self-defense claimed on the part of the shooter, Travis McMichael, in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, because he says he felt threatened. And as they were wrestling over a gun that that I laugh because it's just so ridiculous. They were fighting over a gun that Travis McMichael had on Ahmaud Arbery. And so it's like, this is how we're gonna end this trial, with you on the stand saying that you feared for your life. It was a life or death situation. It was only life or death because of you.
But that statement, that defense has so much weight.
Oh,
based on how the jury has mostly white folks on it.
Right.
It's all about white people and how they really do feel threatened by Black men in any situation.
Yep.
You know, they always see our children as grown men. They see every Black man dressed a certain way scares them. Mm-hmm. So all you have to do is tap into their own fears and insecurities.
Or it's an excuse. It's an excuse.
You tap into the jury's insecurities about Black men or Black people, and you might just walk in this. You might.
And they started it. They started it last week with the Black ministers in the courtroom. Now you've got on the same day that they're making their closing arguments, you've got Black Panthers marching around the courthouse, and certainly that word is gotten back to some of them, no doubt. And then you have video of a young Black man running, and the description that it was the woman, I think she's the defense lawyer for William Bryan, and described the way she describes Ahmaud Arbery in his dress, and a description from the medical examiner's report makes him sound like an escaped animal or an escaped slave. And this is how they see us, and Black men in particular.
You don't have to prove that Arbery did anything. You just have to put out there, I felt threatened. Right. Have you ever felt threatened by a Black man? If so, then you must have quit.
Raise your hand.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. And all of these conversations about his, he wasn't just the cute kid in the baseball hat and all of this stuff. And we've seen this in our neighborhoods. We've seen people that we don't know and we don't like the way they look, and they're threatening in their demeanor. And so this is what we have. The trial that we did talk about, that we did mention earlier, is the Kyle Rittenhouse decision that was made. And now all of the conversation is about the interview that he had with Fox News, and talking about his acquittal, obviously, but also he also tells,
I know it's coming,
in the interview about his support of Black Lives Matter. He said the case had nothing to do with race. It never had anything to do with race. It had to do with the right to self-defense, as we talked about. This is in his interview with Fox News host Tucker Carlson in the interview. And so he talks about the fact that he really is not a racist, and so much so that he supports Black Lives Matter.
Why weren't you out there marching with him then?
He about to mess up his whole media money.
Yeah, because that $2 million that they put down for his defense, and not only for his defense, but in addition to the money that they, to bail him out, but they pay good money for those lawyers.
And the judge.
And he's going to need more money for his civil trial.
Yeah, he is going to need that, and that's also what we bring up in the
and an acting coach.
Oh my gosh!
Right.
I think he did that just to try to maybe calm the storm that's coming his way.
Well, not only that, but he played to the jury, who could see their own son being accused of something unjustly, just the way young Kyle was.
Last time I saw acting performance that bad, Shamar Moore was wearing fake braids.
That lace front braid wig. Ooh, that was terrible.
That was on backwards.
Oh,
so that and so talking about the civil trial and the civil charges or the cases that could be brought against him just brought me back to the whole O.J. Simpson. Even though he was acquitted in the criminal trial, of course he was convicted in the civil suit in the murder of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman, and ended up being I think it was $33.5 million that he was ordered to, and now that money is so high that he has not paid. It's like $60 to $70 million.
And that's because he lives in Florida.
Yeah.
And in Florida, because of Florida law, you cannot take anyone's pension.
Right.
You can't take their home, and you can't take their pension.
Yeah, that's why he was in a hurry to move out of Los Angeles, out of California, and get to Florida. It wasn't for the golf.
Right.
Yeah. This last thing I do want to mention about Rittenhouse, and this is over the weekend. Congresswoman Cori Bush of St. Louis called for the expulsion of House Republicans who offered Kyle Rittenhouse an internship, and she says she feels her job is more and more dangerous every day. She tweeted out a call for the expulsion of the House Republicans offering internships to the 18-year-old. And those Republicans, and she screenshotted Republican Congressman Paul Gosar, who, was knocked out, was censured last week, Matt Gaetz, and Madison Cawthorn, who is one of the new young guns. He is the congressman, I believe, from is it North Carolina?
That's the one in the wheelchair.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And Matt Gaetz already have a
he's got some things with young girls.
Yeah, he got young guy. So he wanted him to be the intern. Like he don't have a live-in intern he raised. Little Nestor. Remember him?
So
a Nestor.
Yeah, empty nester.
Nester.
So that is from Cori Bush, and she's keeping people on notice that these guys can't get away with this, and they've already caused such a maelstrom for people in the Congress anyway. Surprised that Taylor Greene did not offer him an internship as well.
But as just a regular old American citizen, as I am, I'm sure I'm joined by millions and millions of other fellow Americans who are under the impression that nobody ever pays for anything. Like how many times has somebody spoke out about something Matt Gaetz has said or done or all of these, and nothing ever happens to them?
Right.
I mean, they bring weapons, try to bring weapons into the house when they're not allowed to, and skip the metal. Nothing happens to them. A little fine.
And bum rush and storm closed door meetings.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what does it take to get thrown out of Congress? What does it take for you to be bounced out of Congress because of your behavior?
And look at that with Paul Gosar and his anime, his joke, if you will, in killing the Congresswoman from New York, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
That should be expulsion right there. Right there.
They lost their minds when that Griffin had
as if they had it. You know,
remember Kathy Griffin had
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she lost
Right.
she lost her way of living.
Oh my gosh, they lost their minds.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go a little bit lighter and entertainment. I do want to include this in the entertainment segment as well. Black Santa has landed at Disneyland.
Yay.
Black Santas for the first time in 60 years. They're having.
Yeah. I saw a video
pulling his ass over, Sybil.
I saw a video of him getting frisked. Where'd you get these packages? Where'd you get these packages?
Where'd you get that package, young man? And it's about damn time.
So they had a Black Santa visit a development here in DC called Berry Farms, which is in Southeast DC, which is known as you say Berry Farms, Southeast DC, and it's like, whoa. Santa was there. It was so dangerous. The elves, he was by himself. You remember this, Chris?
Yeah.
The elves didn't even show up. He was the only one. Rudolph and them say,
Rudolph, what do you know so bright? You want to?
I'm not got nothing tonight, Santa. And he was waving to the kids.
Nothing.
Wow. They shot Santa with a BB gun.
Damn, shut up.
Gosh.
So you just saw Santa saying, ho, ho, ah!
Dang it.
Do you know how hard you got to press to get through that material?
All of that. All Santa's wearing.
Hit him with a BB gun. You remember that, Chris?
I remember. The only worse gig for Santa than going to Berry Farms is going to a Philadelphia Eagles game.
You're right.
Because they lit him up.
You're right. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about beyond Black Santa at Disney, am I the only one who, after a full day of news and all of this stuff that's on the air, that I can spend, and I really can, I have clocked myself now, spend the night watching all of the holiday movies, especially those on Hallmark and Lifetime? Am I the only one that just finds such joy? This is my escapism. If I could have a... I am here.
My holiday movie is The Holiday Fall and John Wick's.
That's your idea of holiday fare. And probably Die Hard.
Yeah, right. What about you, Chris? What's your
I haven't watched any holiday movies on Hallmark or anything this year, but I was surprised. On Saturday night, I'm flipping channels and I get to the USA channel. It's like 1 a.m, and it's the end of This Christmas. They're doing the Soul Train line scene. I said, they're playing This Christmas. And then so I watched the whole Soul Train line. And by the way, I was appalled to know that the woman who shot Selena was in This Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
That actress.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. She's always the woman who shot Selena.
I still hate her.
And she passed away.
Yeah, she did. Not too long
ago. I hate her. I hate her because she killed Selena.
I didn't even cry when she passed away, Sybil.
But at 1 a.m, that ends and rolls right into Jimmy Stewart's It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
now you're breaking all the rules. That never runs before Thanksgiving.
Right.
It's too much.
So may I recommend The Merry Little Christmas Baby on Lifetime? This is the third in the Little Christmas movies, starring Kelly Rowland. And also your friend Huggy and Chris, Brisha Webb, is in this as well. She's been in the first two, and so this is the third in the series, and this is on Lifetime. Just really, really cute. And I
will not watch a Hallmark movie that's got, what's her name, the woman who cheated her daughter into college.
Oh, Lori Loughlin.
She's back in the mix now. She's
back at Hallmark. Yeah.
So much for cancel culture.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You pay your $500, and she's paying kids tuition. So she feels as though she's paid her dues, if you will.
Back. And she had a Aaron Rodgers jersey in the movie, didn't she?
Speaking of which, his commercials were back on Sunday.
Yep.
What?
State Farm had pulled them back a little bit, and now they're back. Yep.
They're back.
Yep, with a vengeance.
He even coughed in the middle of one of them. They don't care.
Very good.
Money is money.
Very good.
On a horse.
Coy, are you-
He coughed on a horse,
He
right?
was oh my God.
Coy, are you into any of the holiday fare before we move on?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I have a great time watching so many Christmas movies.
Name
I can't
one.
even. It's
Well,
so
I-
many.
They have
I
different
will
Christmas
tell you
movies
that-
on in Atlanta. They show different movies on Atlanta.
Right.
Like
They do.
the twerking
ATL as a
Santa.
Christmas movie.
Twerking Santa.
The twerking Santa.
I'm dreaming of a crunk Christmas.
Right.
Speaking of which,
Christmas on Peachtree Street.
Drop that
Speaking of
mistletoe
which.
down low.
Make it rain on Christmas.
Right.
let me tell you. Speaking of which, I actually played a pole dancer in a Christmas movie that aired last year on TV1, and it's called Christmas Dilemma.
What?
Christmas Dilemma. I'm
Yes.
gonna look that up.
That sounds like a good ass Christmas movie right there.
Okay.
And I do mean a good ass.
Good ass.
Christmas movie.
It was just crazy because when I
He
get
did that.
casted, sometimes I don't get a backstory of what I'm doing,
No pun
or
intended.
sometimes I don't find out the name of the production until I get there. So I'm reading this email and I'm like, Christmas Dilemma. And I'm like, they want a stripper?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a good scene. Mrs. Claus drags Santa out of the strip club.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at?
You
Beat-
frog eyed
Beat him with a Hennessy bottle in front of Blue Flame.
Ho, ho, ho.
And I mean that, Mrs. Claus. All right, guys. Now it is time for. I know you've missed these, and it's now time for us to return for you guys to come back into the family of Yogi's Jewels.
Yogi's Jewels. Yogi ain't no fool.
Yogi's Jewels.
And she ain't. Listen to this. Always have pure intentions.
Pure.
You should
Ah.
have read that. You should have read that
Oh.
before she talked about the strip club.
Well, I tried to stop, but once that train gets out of the station, always have
My
pure
intentions
intentions.
were pure. They're purely to get money.
Oh
Oh my God. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful
Welcome
week.
back, Sybil. Welcome back, Coy.
Welcome. We missed you.
We miss y'all. We miss y'all. Welcome back.
We welcome you back. I'm glad you guys had a great time, and have a wonderful week. And we will see you all next week.
Hold
and talk to you.
on. December 1st, we'll be at the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
What?
One
Oh,
night.
y'all sending me
One
tickets?
night, Atlanta Comedy Theater. Don't miss Huggy Lowdown, Chris Paul. That's it.
Coy,
and
Coy,
and
you
Coy-
know you don't have to pay that much. You know,
Yay!
We'll charge you 2 plants.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Aloha.